Time now to connect the dots. When we make the news make sense, you might not think we need another social media platform, but Blue Sky promises to be a better site.
Since the election, you may have noticed more people talking about Blue Sky. So what's all the hype? Let's connect the dots. Many X users are deleting their accounts in protest of President-elect Donald Trump and X-owner Elon Musk. Blue Sky saw a massive sign-up surge just days after the president-elect announced Musk would be part of his future administration. In fact, The Guardian reports Musk's platform lost 2.7 million users over the last 2 months, while Blue Sky gained almost that same number. According to an online analytics tool, X had its highest number of deactivations the day after the election, with 115,000 users deleting their accounts. Blue Sky's creator, Jack Dorsey, is also the former CEO of Twitter, which is now X. Blue Sky, designed to give users more control. It's built with open technology that lets communities set their own rules, unlike X, where everything is controlled in one place. But Blue Sky is not expected to pass X anytime soon in terms of users. The site reports about 18 million users, while X has an estimated 600 million. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Time now to connect the dots. When we make the news make sense. Candy canes, they are everywhere this time of year. But you know how they actually became a holiday tradition.
How did the sweet treat become such a holiday staple and get its iconic look? Let's connect the dots. While candy canes were first documented here in the U.S. back in 1847, the National Confectioners Association says the candy didn't really catch on until the 1950s. The treat came over from Germany, and it was mostly just a candy stick. But people wanted to use them as tree decorations, so candy makers started twisting them into canes. But cane or stick, they remain a big part of the holiday season. CandyStore.com says the U.S. produces at least 1.7 billion candy canes every year, and 90% of them are sold in the weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And that is Connecting the Dots.
WCNC Charlotte is making a difference with your help. When you share your news tips, we go to work.
I sent you that email. 15 minutes later, you're responding to me.
When a Charlotte woman battling cancer lost her health coverage, we demanded answers.
Within hours of WCNC Charlotte asking questions, the agency responsible quickly corrected its mistake.
Let us get to work for you.
Reach out to news tips at WCNC.com. WCNC Charlotte, news that impacts you.
Time now to connect the dots. When we make the news make sense. It's the 12 days of Christmas, but do you have any idea how that famous song first started?
The 12 Days of Christmas is one of the most famous songs of the holiday season. But where did it come from? Let's connect the dots. Many of us grew up singing the 12 Days of Christmas. For most, the 12 days start on Christmas Day and continue through January 6th. However, some Eastern Orthodox churches start on January 7th because they use a different religious calendar. But what does the tradition actually mean? Christians believe the 12 days mark the amount of time it took for the 3 wise men to travel to Bethlehem after Jesus' birth. And while the song talks about gifts, each day actually celebrates a different saint. Historians say the song most likely started as a memory game for kids back in the 1700s. The first known version was in a 1780s book. Children would sing it during Christmas, and if you messed up, you had to do a favor for whoever challenged you to recite the song. Possibly a good idea for your next Christmas party. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Speaking of getting around, we are right on the cusp of the rush to travel for the holidays. If you're flying out, you can expect some long lines at TSA. And of course, no one wants to be that person holding up the line. So as a refresher, WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifies what you can and cannot take through TSA.
Before you head to the airport this holiday, let's take a look at what you can bring so you're not holding up the security line. So to get answers for this, we went straight to TSA. First, can you bring wrapped presents through TSA? Technically, TSA says you can, but they strongly advise against it and recommend you put it in a gift bag or a gift box. That way, if an item triggers an alarm, officers don't have to unwrap your gifts. Okay, so let's talk about baked goods now. What about like those cookies, cakes, pies, fruit cakes, brownies, and other solid items? They can also go through TSA. And for those holiday drinks like wine, eggnog, and champagne, yeah, that's going to be a no-go. Those need to be packed and checked into a bag. Anything with that spills, sprays, pumps, or pours and is larger than 3.4 ounces is not allowed through TSA. And a reminder, TSA encourages people to arrive early because of the number of travelers flying this year. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
And of course, our Verify team is dedicated to helping you get ahead and sort out the facts among the stream of misinformation online. If you have something you'd like our team to look into, you can let us know. Email us at verify@wcnc.com or reach out to any one of us on social media.
When severe weather impacts the Carolinas, you can help us tell the story.
Our radar helps to keep you weather aware, along with images like these. Here's how to send us a video or picture of conditions impacting your area.
Make sure you're in a safe spot. Take a picture or video, then send it to the Near Me feature on our WCNC News app.
Your image could be part of our weather impact coverage. Download the WCNC News app now.
A major announcement out of York County. The sheriff's office there says it has successfully disrupted a nationwide scam ring.
They say a scam operation spanning multiple states ended in arrest after the York County Sheriff's Office received a tip from Minnesota. Now, $43,000 in cash from victims has been recovered.
WCNC Charlotte's Anna King joining us live now. And Anna, this is just the latest arrest in what seems to be a major problem.
That's right. Officials here told me the number of people who've fallen victim to these scams have skyrocketed here locally, and now they're urging people to be aware, especially with the holidays around the corner.
Do not give money over the phone. It's a scam. It will always be a scam.
A reminder from the York County Sheriff's Office during what they say is their busiest time of the year.
Unfortunately, we get scam calls like this at least once a day, if not twice a day.
Calls from people reporting they've been scammed out of huge amounts of money. So far, the York County Sheriff's Department says there have been 869 total fraud cases in the county, resulting in $3.7 million being stolen. Today, the department announced they successfully disrupted a nationwide sting after receiving a tip from someone in Minnesota.
The scammers called her and claimed that her son was arrested on drug charges and demanded that she sends cash in order to, quote, clear his name or offer his bail. The victim mailed thousands of dollars to an address in Fort Mill, South Carolina.
The Sheriff's Department managed to locate the suspect, and that's when they found
a large sum of cash and a list of other Fort Mill addresses that were connected to this investigation.
The suspect is now being held at the Justice Center with a $55,000 bond. Details. And the Sheriff's Department also told us the people making these calls are typically impersonating officers and lawyers requesting large sums of money. So coming up at 5, I have more detail on how you should be on the lookout for that. Live here in York County, Anna King, WCNC Charlotte.
All right, thank you for that report, Anna.
Well, tonight, yet another school plans on testing its soil in response to our buried investigation. Lincoln County Schools today confirmed the district is finalizing plans to collect samples at Rock Springs Elementary School. And this comes after WCNC Charlotte's Nate Morabito's reporting revealed coal ash placed at the school decades ago.
We don't know where the ash is buried at Rock Springs. These tests should provide some clarity. A district spokesperson told us Lincoln County Schools is talking with state regulators and other agencies about the kind of testing the school system can rely on to ensure everyone's safety.
It's really upsetting.
In response to our reporting in November, previously unaware parents and a former teacher expressed fear over the discovery and outrage over the initial lack of action by Lincoln County Schools. We recently obtained a message from the principal to concerned parents that reads in part, "There is no coal ash under the school's buildings or playgrounds. State environmental records show there are about 300 tons of coal ash somewhere at this school.
Bring us some results, test it, do some action.
I want the soil tested, and I want to know what my kid is playing on every day.
As we've reported, coal ash contains what a Duke University scientist calls a cocktail of toxic elements, including known carcinogens and elevated radioactivity. Duke Energy told us a small amount of coal ash was used as truck access drive at this school, but most was blended in a cement mixture and permanently encased in the cement. Considered a beneficial use by the Environmental Protection Agency that meets benchmarks for the protection of human health. Speaking of the EPA, the agency is in the midst of evaluating the risk at this school and other locations throughout the area. Nate Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.
And you can see more of our 6-month investigation into buried toxic coal ash as soon as the news ends here tonight. We're going to take you through our investigation into the cocktail of toxic elements and the action now being taken at the local, state, and federal level. That's going to be right after WCNC Charlotte at 11, streaming on WCNC Plus.
My mom has the upside down
promises.
tree. I think it's fun.
Oh.
It's so fun, but not just putting them up, taking them down would take forever. That's very impressive.
Just leave them up.
I would leave them up.
All
I would change them
year.
for the different holidays, different
It's
decorations.
hard enough putting up one.
Yeah.
In fact, I normally will put my Christmas decorations away, but I'll keep my tree up just with the lights until the end of.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
I know
Yeah,
some
it's like
folks
a
will
layup.
change them for the holidays, each
Yeah,
holiday.
yeah, you could have
that is
Valentine's
pink for
tree.
Valentine's. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, one of my good friends who's in junior league with me has 6 trees, and I thought that was a lot, but I'll have to text her and let her know that she has
She's
some
been outdone.
competition
Yeah.
over in someone in Georgia. Let's talk about a different kind of tree here. You can see the gorgeous Christmas tree here from downtown Monroe, of course, lit up here as Christmas Day is coming to an end. Current temperature 51 degrees. It is 6:15, so just a few more hours, but it was a really nice day overall. Temperatures reaching the 50s this afternoon, this morning in the 20s and 30s, and we have a pretty similar forecast as we head through the overnight hours. So here you go, hour by hour. We're in the upper 30s by about 10, 11 o'clock. Overnight hovering right around freezing. Afternoon high, morning low, very close to where we should be for this time of year. So a very typical December day, which is not what we've necessarily had in years past. 2 years ago, we had the second coldest Christmas Eve on record with a low near 9 degrees. Thankfully, we don't have that. 3 years ago, December 26th was 76 degrees. So we certainly don't have that either. Quiet conditions on Doppler radars. We're not tracking any kind of mess out there. So thankfully, no rain, no issues. But we are going to have some issues as we head into Friday. So tomorrow, kind of a rinse repeat forecast, very close to where we were today. Sunshine mixed in with clouds and temperatures in the 50s. Before we do track a coastal low pressure system that tries to move onshore mixed with a northwest storm system. Now, the two of these are going to increase our moisture content coming in from the south and west. At the same time, we have a strong high pressure system up in the New England states. If you remember a few weekends ago, we talked about a wedge or cold air damming setup that was occurring just in time for a big Panthers game. That was the second to last one that we had. And if you went, it was chilly, it was cloudy, and it was cold. We had off and on areas of light rain and drizzle. This exact setup is expected to occur on Friday, which means that we'll also get wedged in with those clouds, that chilly air, and those opportunities for rain. And because of that, Friday's temperatures are only expected to reach the upper 40s in most spots across the Charlotte metro, including all the way up into the mountains. What happens is that counterclockwise rotation around the high shoves in some of that cold air, but it eventually gets trapped on the east side of the mountains. At the same time, you have that moisture streaming in from the south and west, and that's what helps us stay cold, but also get that little bit of drizzle and light rain. So that's Friday, definitely a messy day. Saturday and Sunday, we're also tracking a series of storm systems that is going to bring us more rain, but at least this time, it's not going to be in the 40s the whole day. Here's your rainfall forecast for the next 5 days. Again, tomorrow, mostly dry. We have about a 20 to 30% chance of light rain for most of the day on Friday, and then you can clearly see those rain chances ramping up with heavy rain at times on Sunday. So if you did have plans to be out and about this weekend, please make sure that you have a rain jacket handy, you have some way to get alerts, as we are going to be encouraging folks at some point to stay weather aware. At this point, Not necessarily quietly pinpointing exactly when the heaviest rain will be expected to occur. So we're still kind of finalizing some of that, but definitely want to give folks an early heads up about this weekend. It is certainly going to be a mess from pretty much the middle part of Saturday all the way through the end of Sunday. But at least we get drier conditions coming in by the first day of next week, December 30th on Monday. Looks pretty nice. 64 degrees with your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Another quick opportunity for rain on the last day of the year. But as we look at that extended forecast, we are going to see some slightly drier conditions as we head into the first few days of the new year. Sunshine, more comfortable temperatures eventually will return.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Hey, folks, don't forget that you can keep up with the forecast anytime through the WCNC Charlotte mobile app. You'll get the hour by hour and the interactive radar, and just really handy feature to have on your phone or your device. A few seconds to download. It is free.
WCNC Weather Impact, your trusted source for winter weather and beyond.
We're committed to keeping you safe, informed, and weather aware.
From frost and freezes to snow, the WCNC Weather Impact team tells you the timing and the essentials you need to know. Get the up-to-date forecast on your schedule, always streaming on WCNC Plus.
Your Weather Impact team only on WCNC Charlotte.
Stream now on WCNC Plus.
So the season of giving, and a homegrown star is stepping up in a big way to spread holiday cheer. Rapper DaBaby is back in his hometown for his annual toy drive, bringing smiles to hundreds of children and families in need. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris shows us how this year's drive is making an impact.
Rapper DaBaby was certainly in his Christmas bag this year, hosting his annual toy drive, reminding every person in this community that the holiday season is special for everybody. Thousands of people lined up outside Garinger High School, not just to see St. Nick, but to head to Kirk Pole.
There's people to help you if you don't got it.
It's quickly becoming a holiday tradition.
I kept them.
Where Jonathan Kirk, also known as DaBaby, gives back to his community with his annual Christmas giveaway.
Make sure I can bless these kids for the holiday.
From bikes to footballs and even shoes, to give back, offering tons this holiday season.
It's just in his heart. It's in his heart.
Kirk's mother, Linda, stressed to him at an early age the importance of the holiday season.
And we just love to try to give back to bring some kind of sunshine and happiness to everyone.
And families taking away more than just gifts, but a piece of hope.
That's a blessing to have people that is able to do that. I do believe, you got to give back when you're such a high priority like that. So I think that's a blessing.
I feel like home. Yeah. Yep, just bringing my blessings back, showering them over as many people as I possibly can. You know what I mean?
In North Charlotte, Miles Harris, WCNC Charlotte.
Well, it is the season of holiday parties, and it can be easy to overindulge. You're catching up with family and friends, eating all kinds of food, and the alcohol may be flowing too.
It just happens sometimes. But as we know, too much alcohol can have some unintended consequences. But can it be worse during the holidays? WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifies.
Well, holidays can be very fun, but let's be honest, they can also be stressful. This can lead to extra pressure on your body, specifically your